Cameron Smith has made history in NRL terms because he's now the NRL's all-time points leader. He's passed Hazim El-Mazri over the weekend in the victory over the North Queensland Cowboys for the Melbourne Storm. He leads the list by 4 points. 4 points. He's done it over more seasons, so it took longer for him to get to the top than Hazim El-Mazri. So his points per game average is less. Hazim El-Mazri was a quicker scorer of points, but Cameron Smith's going to add to that before the season's done. And it depends if he wants to carry on playing into next season. He could get 2,500 plus before his career is done. That is how good Cameron Smith is. He could be the first player to get over 2,500 points. Yeah. So he's got 2,422. And he started playing in 2002. Hazim El-Mazri has got 2,418. He retired in 2009. He started his career in 1996. Jonathan Thurston obviously retired last year. He debuted the same season as Cameron Smith. He has 2,222, so he's 200 points behind the great Cameron Smith. He's the great Jonathan Thurston. Yeah, that's your top 3. They're all contemporaries. Andrew Johns, another contemporary, retired 2007, started playing 93. He's got 2,176 points. So looking at that top 4, that's some pretty quality players. They're world-class players. All of them have won premierships. All of them have won State of Origin. What else can you say? Jason Taylor, I caught the tail end of his career. He's got 2,107 points. He's 5th. He's ahead of his contemporary, Daryl Halligan. He's got 2,034 points. He was 6th. They started playing at similar times. Jason Taylor started in 1990 to 2001. Halligan's career was 2 years shorter. He started in 91 and finished in 2000. They're pretty good players as well. Pretty good is an understatement. They're also world-class players. Now we get into the black and white era, as I call it, because this is before my time. Haven't seen these guys play. Can't comment on their style of play. But you've got Mick Cronin in 7th with 1,971 points. He played between 77 and 86. His contemporary Graham Eadie is 8th. 1,917 points. He played between 71 and 83. And Eric Sims, his contemporary, is in 9th place with 1,841 between 65 and 75 to get over 1,800 points in the 60s and 70s. Unheard of. Unheard of. That is mad. Bearing in mind the ball they'll be using would be fully leather, the boots would be heavier, and the pitches would be a mud bath. That is class play. That says who that player was in the era he played. Now we get on to my favourite player, Jarrod Croker. He's the Canberra Raiders captain. He's got 1,810 points. He's been playing since 2009. He's 10th on the list. 11th on the list, and a few points back is James Maloney with 1,795 points. He also started playing in 2009. Jarrod Croker is young enough and skilled enough to get further up this list. I have no doubt in my mind, with the amount of tries that he scores and the amount of goals that he kicks, and his kicking percentage being what it is, that he rapidly goes up this list. I wouldn't be surprised by the end of the season if he's above Eric Sims and close to Graham Eadie's total by the end of this season. Jason Maloney, looking at the team he's playing on, I think Croker is going to gap Maloney, but I also think Maloney will also, by the end of his career, be further up the top 10. I think Jarrod Croker, if he stays fit enough and plays enough games, could be on an equal with Jonathan Thurston Andrew Johns, possibly, depending on how many games more Cameron Smith plays, catch Cameron Smith's total, because he's only, little over 600 points behind. It's doable. It is doable, considering that he's same age as me. He's 28, 29. Cameron Smith's got, 10 years on him? Jarrod Croker, if he can, play long enough and score enough tries and stay fit enough, because injuries have been a concern, much like they were for Jonathan Thurston towards the end, he could be on Andrew Johns' level, definitely. Thurston level, most likely. Whether he can reach the El-Mazri, Cameron Smith levels, that's up to Jarrod Croker. Maloney, looking at the team he's on with the Penrith Panthers, I'm not sure they score enough points for Maloney to kick enough goals and for Maloney to score enough tries. Because there's more than one kicker with the Penrith Panthers with Cleary. So he may not get enough points and he may get gapped by Croker, but James Maloney still could hit 2,000 points in his career. Absolutely. The other active players in the top 50 there are only 3 more active players in the top 50. Michael Gordon, we know, is retiring at the end of this year. He's got 1,684 points. It would be nice to see him get to 1,700, and it's more than doable because he is the goal kicker for the Gold Coast Titans. He started playing in 2006, so it'd be nice to see him get 1,700, maybe 1,750 if he's lucky, if they score enough tries and he kicks enough goals. And he also scores some tries himself. Adam Reynolds, he's got 1,248 points. He's the dark horse, because he's only been playing, this is his 7th season, and he's already got 1,248 points. That is actually quite a scary total. He could be rapidly in the top 10 sooner than you think. He may be 34th on the list now, but he can go up this list. It depends who gets the goal kicking duties full-time at the West Tigers, because they've got several goal kickers available to them. They score a lot of points. He is instrumental in their kicking game. He will go up that list. It would be nice for him to get at least to 1,400 points. And then that's a milestone done, and then we can look forward. And then you got his teammate Benji Marshall at 40th with 1,170 points. He started playing in 2003. Michael Gordon and Benji Marshall won't score many more points. I'm actually surprised Benji Marshall's actually scored less points than Adam Reynolds and Michael Gordon, considering he's been playing at nearly the same amount of time as Cameron Smith. So I'm very, very surprised with Benji Marshall being that low on the list. Really surprised. I'm also surprised that there's only 6 active players in the top 50 on the points list. Really surprised that there's only 6 players who are active in the points list, top 50, who've got over 1,000 points. That's the top 51, actually. That surprises me. I'm also surprised how low Benji Marshall is. Jarrod Croker, as I said, he is more than capable of catching Cameron Smith. It depends on how long Cameron Smith wants to play, and also it depends on Jarrod Croker's fitness and how many games he can play. Because Jarrod Croker's been lucky that he hasn't been selected for State of Origin, so he hasn't had to have that grind on his body, which means he's actually played more NRL games at the same age Cameron Smith did. So he's actually had more chance to get NRL points. State of Origin points aren't counted on this list. So if you're talking about all-time career points, Cameron Smith's well higher. It's insane. So Croker is the one to look out for to get into this region. Adam Reynolds is the one to look out for to get into the top 10. The others on the list, I think Maloney's on the wrong team to get enough points, and he's not the first choice kicker. Marshall hasn't got long left in the tank. Michael Gordon, we know, is retiring, but they can also go up the list as well. So there you go. There is the all-time points leader, Cameron Smith, on top of the pile. Thank you very much for watching. But look at the company he is keeping. And watch out for a few others on this list as well. I hope to see Jarrod Croker break the 2,000 point mark, and then he is really in esteemed company then, because only 6 players have done that. And he's the closest to get 2,000 points in the chasing pack behind Cameron Smith. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Place your thoughts below, and I'll have some more videos for you soon.